So I've gone ahead and I've just double clicked an image here, and I can click edit right here. Okay. And this is where we're going to get into skin retouching. Now we have the normal perfectly clear options here with all of these. In the past, there was only skin smoothing at the top, but now we have eye enhancement, eye circle removal, which is the biggest one that I use all the time,
Yes, isn't it?
and exposure correction. Now, let me start by showing you. So I loaded this image in twice, right? So I've got it here and I got it here. That way I can just kind of show you back and forth what it will look like. Out of all of these options, I've tested them all. I think it depends what kind of industry you're in. I think the safe one where it doesn't kind of go too far for like the average shoot, or in this situation, a wedding couple, where you've got maybe a guy and a girl, is full coverage. That's what I always use, and I recommend other people to use it as well. So I'm going to click full coverage to start. And so it's gone ahead. And one of the things I love about full coverage actually is the fact that it evens out the tint of skin tones. So notice how he's like pinker. He's got a little red in him. He's a little lobstery. So this right here, it's going to neutralize some of those tint variances that you're going to see in people. So this is before and this is after. That's just with one click. I didn't do anything else yet. Okay. Now, I will probably go ahead and drag skin smoothing down just a touch. Again, I'm not a huge fan of everybody being completely glossy, so I'll bring that skin smoothing down. Now, this is what I was talking about, the eye circle remover. You guys, in Ohio, more often than not, it's just like cloudy. So we get a lot of this. Like this guy's got, he's just got some little raccoons there. He's got some shadows because he's a person. And so eye circle removal, I'm just going to drag that up a little bit here, and it's going to soften up right underneath the eyes into these shadow areas there. And so I'll just push it up, and then I'm going to show you kind of side by side the differences here. Sometimes too, it's like if you blink, you won't see it. And so this is before, and this is after. Notice how her eyes brighten up, and look at the shadows under her eyes here and before. Stare right at the shadows under her eyes. And then after, shadows are gone. It's pretty wild. Now, the next one here is the exposure correction. This is a correction. This is not an exposure slider like you'd have in Lightroom. You're not going to be underexposing two stops or overexposing two stops. You're bringing in properly exposed images, but now you're going to just be doing some slight adjustments because once again, Andrew, I tell my clients I can do anything.
Really?
And I have had them ask, could you make this just a little brighter? And I'm like, sure, and I do, but I've got to go into Lightroom or Photoshop and render it and then resave it. So I'm going to pull this exposure slider up a little bit here, and you notice it's just going to kind of bring up that exposure a little bit. You're going to see it in some of the shadows there. This is before, this is after. I mean, look at the dude. I mean, in terms of just evening out that the blotchiness, more or less, the variances in the skin, it's really helping so much. I mean, she's pretty much flawless as it is, but wow, that is incredible what you can do with that.
One